Do you still not know how to draw your brows in 2024? Or if you do draw them, they look like this, sis, I'm not judging. However, I'm here to help. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to draw your brows. If you're interested in this video, keep watching. Before you start drawing your brows, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your brows are properly shaped. So if that is threading your brows, whatever method you want to use, you can use that to make sure your brows are properly shaped. But in this video today, we are going to be carving our brows, which is what I'm doing at the moment. To carve your brows, all you need to do is make sure that you are starting on a clean canvas. You don't have any products on your brows, just your skincare on your face. That is all you need. And then you are going to be needing a spoolie and a razor blade, particularly the razor blade I showed in this video. Currently I'm using the actual blade because the handle broke, but it is quite risky to use the blade directly. So if you can get the blade I showed in this video, that would be nice. And to carve your brows, you just need to brush it up and shape it the way you would want it. Then you would cover the excess hair on your brows, and when you are done, you brush it down and you carve out, you cut out the extra hair, and then you shape it to how you want, and you look at it if it's full enough, just to how you would want it to be. That's what I'm doing now, and I just keep shaping it until it is to the way I want it to be. And then you also carve in between both brows. If you're a girly like me that has the merging brows, you do that, and you do the same for the next brow. Once you're done with shaping your brows, the next thing you need to do is to lay your brows. And to lay your brows, you'll be needing a brow gel or a wax gel. In this video, I'm using a wax gel. A wax gel is very accessible. If you're a black girl, you already have a wax gel because you use it to lay your edges, or just any edge control you have lying around, you can use it. I feel like they do the same thing. So you just take a little bit of the wax gel like what I just showed, and you would apply it either directly on your brow or on the spoolie. And then you need a bit of water because the wax gel is typically very hard, so it might be hard to move on your brows. So you need a bit of water. You dip your spoolie in the water, then you go in and you just start brushing your brows up. You brush them up and then you shape them to the shape you would want, just like I am doing. If you are going for a simple look, you can actually stop at this step. You can see that your brows already look very nice and they already look shaped. So if you are going for a simple everyday makeup look, this is sufficient. Once you are done with that, you just take a cotton pad or a cotton bud and you dip it into a bit of water and you clean around your brows where the wax gel may have touched, so that when you're applying your concealer, it doesn't stick to your skin. So now we are going into actually drawing the brow. To draw your brow, you'd need a brow pencil. So I'm showing this brow pencil because I feel like this is preferable to the typical traditional brow pencil that we know. This is a brow pencil. It is 2-in-1 that also comes with a liquid brow pen. It is easier to draw. It's automatically very thin and sharpened. But I'm using the traditional brow pencil for the sake of this video because I know that's what most people have. And for this, you just want to make sure your brow pencil is very, very sharpened, because you don't want to be drawing thick strides. You want them to be as thin as possible. So the thinner your brow pencil, the thinner your strokes will be. To start drawing, you just start drawing from the beginning of your brow. You kind of draw a straight line up until the arc of the brow. Once you get to the arc of the brow, you then draw into your brow. I don't know if that makes sense. You can take it back to see how I did it as I'm narrating it. So you draw from the start a straight line till the arc, then you draw the top of the brow. But for the top of the brow, you don't start from the beginning. You start from very close to the arc. You start drawing and you take it down and make sure it meets with the initial one that you have drawn underneath. Then you start to fill it in with light strokes. You don't go and start shading it, but you start filling it in with light strokes. After that, you get your concealer. You take a tiny bit of it and you get an angle brush. I used 2 angle brush in this video because we'll be using our concealer and our foundation. So for your concealer, you use it to have underneath your brows. So you just use the angle brush and follow the line you have already drawn for your brows. You go in and follow that line, follow it straight, and then you can also use the opportunity to clean up anything, any excess like brow pen, any brow stain, whatever it is, just use it to shape it. Then the second brush is what I use to carve on top of the brow, and I use my foundation to do on top of the brows. You want to use your foundation because if you're doing a full face of makeup, you want the upper part of your face to be matching the shade of foundation that you have used. So it's better to use your foundation or a dark shade of concealer. If not, on top of your brows might look too light, which we do not want. So you do that with the second brush and you carve on top of it. But just as we drew the top of our brows, we don't start carving from the very beginning of the brow on top, but we start the same place we started drawing, and then you carve it and make sure it meets with the concealer that you have done underneath the brows. You make sure both of them meet because you want the end of your brow to be really sharp. I'm just filling in wherever looks empty or wherever I feel like I used the concealer to erase whilst I was carving the brow. So you can do that because you know we want both brows to look as similar as possible. So you try to fill in depending on how one brow looks just to make them look almost identical. If you have only one angle brush, that is fine. Just make sure you clean the product off the brush before you dip it into the other product. So when you are done with that, you just want to blend the foundation that you've applied on top of your brows and the concealer using a thick fluffy brush, just like the one I use in this video. Use it to blend the concealer that you've done underneath your brows into your eyelid. You just blend it into your eyelid like you're applying eyeshadow, and then you blend on top of it. You blend it out, like out of the brows. And to finish off our brows, because we want them to look natural and light, you'd use your spoolie to brush the front of your brows, like the beginning part of the brows. You brush them upwards so that the start of your brows will look thinner, just like they look naturally.
Somebody tell me the answers. Me and you isn't the answer. Me and you isn't. Maybe I'm telling myself that there ain't nothing that'll change.
Alright guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. This is the final look. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.
It could have been right, but I was wrong.